What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Post Rolls podcast. It's been a while. It's been a long while. If you're new here, this is the show where we talk about Jiu Jitsu and we talk about pretty much whatever else we want, and we have a good time doing it. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button,
smash the alert bell.
That too, and help send this show out to people who are similar to yourself. With that being said, let's get into the show. Welcome to Post Rolls.
Kidding me? You can't Niba?
So you pretty much flow with the goal.
I come to the right place then.
Post Rolls Jiu Jitsu podcast.
All right. The Post Rolls podcast is back in effect. I couldn't be more excited. We took some time off and super to be here, my friend.
Nice.
Cheers. Professor.
Coffee cheers. No beer today. Miles has to coach kids after this. Actually, so do I, but usually I'm not.
I'm dialing it back, guys. I'm back to fight weight, baby. I'm 180, 186 in a gi.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so we started this. We're off of our game. We started this already, and we were talking about the Summit Submit series.
That's right, Summit Sub Series.
Bro, it definitely should have been called the Summit Submit.
Well, we'll talk to him. We'll talk to Rob. Rob's going to come on the podcast for sure when they're in town.
Nice. Okay.
So Rob's the man, the owner of Atos Salt Lake. South Lake Tahoe, is putting on that event.
Man, so should we just went all through it, and I feel like we were vibing, and it was a good time. Do you want to recap?
Yeah.
You want to recap?
Talk about it a little bit?
Okay, yeah.
So it was super. It was awesome. It was last weekend, and I was a commentator on there. And the best part about it was that I was supposed to just do commentating on the live stream, which would have been quiet and only the people at home would hear. But we went to full mics and a great sound in the room, and so we were hyping up the crowd. So this is what I didn't tell you, is that it's similar to a fight to win, where there's one match going on and everybody's sitting around VIP tables and everything, but they've got lights on the guys. So laser lights are on the competitors while they're competing. We've got an announcer who screams as demon-esque as the Pride fighting the old grandma, if you ever saw her. But you didn't know that. You thought she was just a demon. And so he was doing amazing. And then the music playing during the match. And so, man, the best part about it, and I swear I'd never seen this before, is there was no lulls in the match. And or should I say there was 99% no lulls in the match. When the match would start to somebody was getting a position, they were kind of holding on hard because they've been there a while, and maybe it's the heavyweights. On the mic, all I had to do is tell the crowd, like, hey, these guys get energy from you. Let's go. We're gonna get these guys going, and guaranteed. You've never seen heavyweights fight so hard,
really,
for such a long period. I swear. The rules were awesome. It's a 10-minute match, no points or anything, but negative points you could get from doing something illegal, or there's no slamming because the mats wouldn't sustain that, and no guard pulling. You got a negative single point for guard pulling. And
was it a judge's decision? What happened if time ran out?
So then you got a 10-minute overtime. No, sorry,
my goodness.
Not 10 minutes. Different matches were different times, so there was different levels.
But it was an overtime.
Yeah, so then there was an overtime, and then there were points. So back was for it's kind of similar points, except for they included reversals. Reversals were 2 points too, which is super cool because there's a lot of scoring opportunities. And then there would be no judge's decision. I think there was two gals. God, the gals fight harder than anybody else. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're out of control. But there was one that was full decision because they were just fighting for takedowns so much. And then it was super close. But the excitement in the matches were literally the best I've ever seen. I've watched so many fight to wins, and there are for sure parts where it's boring. I mean, I love the stuff, but watching jiu-jitsu can be boring. None of this was boring,
especially because fight to win, and it's a good thing, but they include all belt levels. So watching two heavyweight white belts, that's no fun for anyone.
Yeah, so we didn't have any white belts, but they did have different levels. But they would switch it up. So they had purple against blue. They had I think for one of the belts, the belt holder was a purple belt, and he went against a black belt. And then at the very end, they had
Who won that match?
The black belt. The black belt won.
That's right. Justice.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, and then they had an absolute. The absolute was crazy. I mean, I think we had three world champions for the last 3 matches. Like, all the competitors were super high level because he books these way in advance. So he really makes sure that the matches are going to be awesome. But then the absolute, it ended kind of crazy because the smaller guy, he was smaller by, he might have been 50 pounds smaller, and but a super high level competitor, and he went for a flying arm bar and landed on his neck.
Ooh, who saw that coming?
Just
flying armbar, no-gi, land on your neck.
Yeah, no-gi too, right? Flying armbar, no-gi is.
Yeah,
you got to have some cojones to try that.
I competed against somebody once that he loved flying triangles. And he actually had one finish. I was pretty nervous about it because I was like, the chances of this happening are low. But if it does happen, oh my God, it's embarrassing. But he had this one match where he got like a running start from the other side and just like ran and leapt and then triangled him. And I'm like, oh my God, don't let that happen to me.
And he got him, and he actually caught him?
He caught him.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. But the few times that we were tied up standing, because I ended up taking him down pretty quickly, but the few times we were tied up standing, there was a moment where he I felt him brace, you know what I mean? Like I could feel him settle for a jump, and I just palm striked him in the chest.
Nice.
Like, get the fuck over there.
Yeah, no. How about a big no?
Yeah.
Hey, let me give a shout out to David Mitchell, who has the belt now, the heavyweight belt. He was an old training partner back in the Bay. And so that was super fun. He's a wild competitor. And I think he's ranked, he was the number 2 Masters IBJJF competitor right now this year.
Oh, so I know him. I know of him. You know how that's funny because I'm looking at where does he live?
In the Bay.
In the Bay.
Yeah.
986 Black Sheep or something like that. That's the name of his gym. Something Black Sheep.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, Black Sheep. That sounds right.
I was looking at my division for the San Diego Open.
Yeah.
And there's one other guy in Masters 1 who's in my division often, and then I was looking. I was like, wonder, because I was like, I've already competed against this guy and I beat him, and I'm gonna do it either way. But I was like, I wonder if anyone's gonna get added.
And he did.
Well, there's a Masters 2 guy that's in the weight class above that is alone, and I was like, okay, he might get bumped. And then I open up his Instagram, and it's like number 1 ranked Masters 2 of 2023, 2024, no-gi. And I think he won Masters 2 no-gi. He won like Euros, Pans, and Worlds or something crazy. I'm like, oh, fuck, I hope someone signs up for that division.
He competes a lot, man. He works for Google and just, I don't know, spends all his free time competing.
We talked to him at the Worlds, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He was there. He was one of the headliners at the Submit Sub-Series, baby.
Sub-Series. I was gonna say, is there something else that we're gonna catch up on? You want to get right into my my stuffs? We got lots of stuffs. Like so much stuff, so we're gonna probably run out of time.
I had a fun week last week. I was training with Master Hodger Gracie.
I don't care that much, though.
You don't care that much? You will care.
I do care.
When I put on that guard control.
Tell me about Hodge. You think his friends call him Hodge?
Yeah, I think you can.
Really?
Dude, he is such a cool guy.
He seems very cool.
He's the Michael Jordan of jiu-jitsu. I think everyone would kind of say that. I mean, 10 years.
In terms of him, his
accolades.
His GOAT status, yeah.
Yeah, 10 years on top. Came back out of retirement just to beat Buchecha. Tapped him in like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Nobody taps him. Yeah, but he's not like hyper competitive in everything. He's a pretty good chess player. That's a bummer. He beats me bad in chess, but he's just one of the coolest, greatest guys. He laughs at your inappropriate jokes, and like he's fantastic. So it was super fun to hang out with him and his instruction too. I mean, these minor adjustments that he makes have completely changed my game. I've really learned a ton from him.
That frame killing thing that you showed me has changed so much for me.
Is that right? And man, that's a simple thing.
I do it from half guard now, from side mount. It helps my passing. It helps my side mount. Miles did a grappler's retreat with Hodger Gracie, and he showed a thing in side mount. So if you can imagine the bottom person with their frames in, and instead of pushing like down into the frames, which you wouldn't do anyways, he just slides up and across like to the far shoulder, so that basically his hips are on, or almost his hips are on the chest.
Oh yeah.
So the person's frames, because frames are really effective at pushing straight forward, but then when you start like moving them out like sideways, they just immediately get crushed. And there's no off balance. Like people be like, "Well, aren't you off balance?" Like, no, because my legs are still on one side and my head's still on that. I still got posts on both sides. You know what I mean? I just.
And they would have to tricep curl you to get you off.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's no way.
Yeah,
it's
no,
absolutely
it's
smashes.
So effective, and he's got a bunch of stuff like that. My favorite, I'll tell you one more piece, is that just in guard, he says everybody's, because I mean, I needed to improve my closed guard, even though that was kind of my game back in the day. But he says nobody can stand up if you're in your guard. If you wait, you don't hold them. He said everybody just kind of holds people and tries to break their posture slowly. He said, no, you don't do that. You get the grips. And this does work best in the gi. I was trying it yesterday in no gi, and it still works, but you can kind of, you can get away a little bit more. You can posture more in no gi. But then the moment they get off balance they're on 3, even if they just get one leg up, you do a super hard jerk. And that's it. So the energy that you're using is in these tiny sprints. And man, it's made my guard much more confident again. I mean, so many people are used to defending guard that I think full guard kind of went away for a while, like as far as effectiveness. But yeah, man, it didn't have to.
I mean, close guard in no-gi is pretty much gone.
Yeah, it really is. But I don't think it should be. I think people they don't know these tiny timeless tips.
Yeah,
which is to not expel so much energy and just.
It's just really hard to sweep people without a gi in close guard.
Oh, I beg to differ, my friend.
In close guard?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What sweep?
I would go in between you hook under the leg, or into.
Oh yeah, you did that. You like pendulum. You tried to.
I almost got you.
Almost.
Yeah.
But my wrist slipped because no
yeah,
gi.
that's true. No, for sure.
That was a pendulum sweep.
Mm-hmm.
That was You know what's really slept on?
And you're tough to sweep too, by the way.
Thank you.
I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah, that was good. You know what guard is really slept on?
What?
Because unfortunately it's associated with flat earth and all kinds of other crazy things.
Oh, what?
Rubber guard is really good.
Mission control?
Yeah. The like basic rubber guard.
Yeah.
And I understand that I don't really teach it a lot because it's only for a small percentage of people.
It requires flexibility.
But I can do it, and like I have the flexibility for it, and man, it works really good.
Does it?
And like just the basic, like the mission control, clear the neck, get to the omoplata, and use the omoplata to sweep.
Maybe I should do that more.
I don't have like the flexibility to go to all the other stuff, crackhead control and stuff like that.
I just don't like the leg placement. I don't like even I'm super flexible and I can do it, but I feel vulnerable in that. Like if somebody doesn't care about me, I feel like they could, they could damage my knees. But
there's a thing though. So if you're using rubber guard and you're laying flat on your back, then they can push into you and then like bend your knee out of place, But if you just stay on your side, and then if you,
I didn't know that.
Then and also your other hand, because one hand's holding your ankle. Yeah, my other hand, I literally put my forearm on my knee as a knee brace. Like I hug my knee and I put it aligned with my knee, and I squeeze my knee into like place.
You'll have to show me.
It works really high percentage. I feel like it got lost because Eddie marketed it as a jiu-jitsu solution for MMA.
Totally,
and it's just too sweaty and slippery for like chest to chest action, like bare chested action. Mm-hmm. It's too easy to slip out of, like when you're setting it up.
Oh, I love bare chested action.
Yeah. Okay, so we got lots to talk about. You want to do some black belt reacts first, or you want to start with some Matt Daddies?
Both. I want it all. Just give it all to me. That's why I came today.
Let's do black belt reacts, so that's the shorter one.
Okay.
All right, let's pull it up here. So this is just a thing that basically we look at Instagram together and we react to it, and we'll put the videos up on the screen. And if you're not watching, then you're out of luck. Here, check this out. This is an ad, not for Hyperfly.
Okay. The guy standing up in closed guard.
The guy standing in has a Hyperfly gi on.
Okay.
No more gi.
Whoa. Ripped him out. Why is he looking at his arm? Like, why did he do his arms like that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
He's sad about his gi.
I think he's trying to say that he ripped my gi, but look, yeah, I mean, his gi's fine.
Where does it rip? The sleeve? Oh my
God. It doesn't even rip like in a seam, like the whole.
Oh,
well, actually, it is. Yeah, there's no seam there in the back end of the gi.
No, that's wacky.
Yeah, almost his whole sleeve was gone.
Stop bleaching your gis, guys. What in the world was that?
You know, it's funny. Hyperfly.
Yeah.
So, some of the best, I think, designs.
Yeah.
And style that in jiu-jitsu, because
I love it.
We you know, with the exception of our friend Noah Oliver, Flowhold also makes really cool. There are very few gi or no gi brands that consistently make cool stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
It's usually just a guy that has the infrastructure down to like get gis from Pakistan.
Yeah.
And they just, you know, like, well, maybe this would be cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Noah's like really visually creative. He makes really cool designs. Flowhold, from what I can tell, has like a design staff, like professional artists. They do like collabs with cool people.
Yeah.
But how many gi brands are you like, dude, that gi is sick?
Yeah,
and then their next one is like, that one's sick. That usually it's like a brand has a one-off. You're like, oh, that gi is cool, and then the rest of it's just like, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, Flowhold has really cool designs consistently, but they have like a quality control thing because like a lot of them have like these colored inside liners that are colored, and a lot of my students that have their white gis, their liners bleed into their gi, so they have like a light green gi instead of a white gi.
Better let them know. They're a local brand too.
Yeah, they're San Diego, and I buy their stuff. I like them.
Me too.
But maybe not for
none of them though.
Maybe not for IBJJF. I don't know. It is just that one reel. But I think that if you see something online, you can pretty much know that it happens all the time. You know. Okay, moving on. Okay,
that was crazy though. I never seen that.
All right, here we go.
Oh, this is great. So this is a big size difference.
It cuts back and forth. It's not all him.
And a street fight. With a guy that trains every single day. This is the best part of this video. As they pan around, you can see they're right in front of the jiu-jitsu school.
Oh, wow. I didn't never notice that.
Yeah, totally. And I think it even says free jiu-jitsu if you zoom in on it.
And this guy just got free jiu-jitsu.
He just got free jiu-jitsu.
So if you're listening, there's a big guy. How big do you think that guy is?
Oh, he's got to be
200 pounds.
6'6".
Yeah, 220.
He looks huge.
And then this guy, and he's got his shirt off, and he's like looking all menacing. And then there's a little guy that's probably
150.
It's hard to tell how big they are individually because there's only the two of them. But there's 100-pound difference between them
for sure.
Little guy just single legs him, dude. This is something I wanted to talk about because lately, the next generation seems to have forgotten the lessons that we've learned from the original UFCs. You know, there's a lot of people. Maybe I just notice it because it annoys me, but there's a lot of people out there like jiu-jitsu is actually not very good for self-defense. It doesn't work like in a fight. You know, you should really learn Muay Thai. Like this is why Muay Thai is better, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
man, I love what Adam said, Professor Adam. At Mission Grappling Club. It's my favorite way to promote jiu-jitsu. Is that okay? So we're talking about people come in and they want their kids to learn some self-defense. Okay, well, what are their choices? Jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Krav Maga, all these things. So what happens? Let's say those 5 things. What happens if you become excellent at one of those 5 things? Whatever you are trying to do your self-defense for. Okay, so if you're excellent at it, what's going to happen in a street fight? Well, 4 of those 5, you're going to seriously hurt somebody. That's the point of that, is to seriously injure somebody.
Yeah.
But jiu-jitsu, if you get really good at that, you're going to set somebody down on the concrete like that did and choke them out, and essentially nobody gets hurt.
Right.
And so which one do you want them to learn? One where you could possibly get a assault charge, or one that you were going to safely subdue somebody without anybody getting hurt. I mean, to me, it's almost like a no-brainer.
But that assumes that they all worked. So even farther than that, right? It assumes that they all worked in a street fight. the thing about all of the other sport martial arts. So take Krav Maga out of it.
Oh, why? I want to eye gouge and groin strike.
I mean, well, Krav Maga has the argument of like if it works or not. The biggest problem Krav Maga has is that you can't practice it live. You'll fucking kill all of your training partners, or at least
blind them.
Yeah. So you can't practice it live. If you've never been in a fight live in a controlled environment, then you will not be in a fight in like when someone's actually trying to hurt you or kill you, you know?
Right.
So that's like me taking a jiu-jitsu student and just having them drill for 6 months and then sticking them in a tournament. Like they're not going to do well. They've never sparred. You know what I mean? Because you know that like the remembrance of moves like in every position, that doesn't happen. Like it's the in-between where the skill comes from. You know, you find yourself in closed guard, you're like, oh, I know a sweep here. Or you find yourself in mat, like, oh, I know a sweep here. But it's the in-between and the timing and like the soft science of things, you know?
I was just talking about this with someone too, that you train 2 days a week and you'll kind of maintain what you have, but you really need to do 3 days a week in order to make progress. And they're like, well, that's weird. That's a lot of training to, improve. And I'm like, well, it's about timing. And so if you take time off the mat, your timing gets a little bit off. And if you can't execute the moves the second they need to be executed, you don't have much time to if the other guy's timing's good, then you're never going to get anything off because they already know what to do.
Yeah. And then let's take the other ones, the other martial arts. Okay. So like the ones that do have live sparring, Muay Thai and boxing and whatever else you mentioned, the size and speed difference is such a factor in the way that it's not there for jiu-jitsu.
Right.
You could take, okay, so like if you were 150 pounds and you were being attacked by another 150 pound person, let's say 180 pound person, 30 pounds, but you're really good at Muay Thai, you'd probably be okay.
Yeah.
You know, if the person is 60, 70 pounds bigger than you, and we're talking about self-defense, so usually it's not a 240-pound man that shows up and goes, I want to learn to defend myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's an average-sized person. You get attacked by like a big person. If you're a 140-pound woman and you're the greatest 140-pounder of all time,
right?
You know, and then you have to spar like a heavyweight, it doesn't matter how many times you hit them. It doesn't matter. Can you hit them? Yes. Does it matter if you hit them? No. Just and then...
You're just going to make them mad.
Yeah, just one wild swing of their arm and like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, totally.
Because they'll catch you eventually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, can you avoid most of their punches, but it's only going to take one shot from them. Whereas like, that's the whole premise behind jiu-jitsu is that is mitigating size, you know?
Totally.
Does it matter? Of course, when both people are good. Size matters, right?
That's right.
And the bigger
size always matters.
Yeah, yeah. The bigger the size difference, the bigger the skill gap needs to be to overcome the size difference. But if you have a year and a half of grappling, if you've ever been if anyone's trained more than a year and a half, ask yourself how many new people have come in and done their free trial class and gave you a hard time. No one. Nobody. You know, but. And this is all theory, right? But like you can just go and search. Like there's so much. You could find dozens of videos of people pulling guard in street fights and fucking people up. You know what I mean? Like there's a thing right now. I'm going on a rant because I'm upset. There's a thing right now that's like it's a movement to make jiu-jitsu like more exciting, but it's like, oh, guard pulling shouldn't be a thing because you can't do that in a fight. Can you do that in an MMA fight? No, bad idea. Do people do it in street fights? Fucking a lot. I mean, that's the reason guard exists because like Elio Gracie was too small to get takedowns. So he was like, I can be safe in closed guard. Can you want to go pull X guard? No, but like I can be safe in closed guard and keep you close enough to mitigate the damage and survive and defend myself. That's the whole objective, right? To defend, not to attack you, to defend myself. It's been upsetting to me. It's happening. Maybe because it upsets me, Instagram is showing it to me more. But there's these new, like a bunch of posts like that I see, and like, wow, well, jiu-jitsu, like the fact it's effective for self-defense is a lie. I'm like, dude, you can't argue it. Like, there's infinite amount of video evidence. And then and the UFCs, and before the UFCs, like before that, there was like all the Vale Tudo fights, like in Brazil, you know what I mean? Which some of those are on video. And those all have punches. They're fights,
Right.
You know, there's all like the beach fights, the original. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a dumb argument. Such a dumb argument.
I mean, to me, it's I get so bored when people are fighting for takedowns in a match, and they're just fighting for takedowns the entire time, basically. Because to me, it's a race, and the race starts when you're on the ground and you're connected. So fighting for the takedown is like racing to the car to turn on the keys faster when we're both going to start at the same time, which is when the match goes
light
to the
turns
ground.
green. Yeah,
yeah. So you can start your car faster, but whatever, it doesn't
that's
matter.
so true. That's a great analogy.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun to fight for the takedown. And everyone should know how to get taken down and know how to go down safely.
Yeah.
But I mean, the emphasis on it is, it's a very small part of the whole game.
Yeah, let me be clear. I'm not advising anyone should pull guard in a fight.
I feel like that's what you were saying.
No, I'm saying
only pull guard in a fight.
I'm just saying. No. I'm saying everyone should know takedowns. And at my school, no one starts on the knees. Right? We don't start any rounds from the knees. Everyone should know how to do takedowns. But but my point is that people are like, if you pull guard in a fight, it's suicide. I mean, nah. I mean, should it be your plan A? Of course not. But if you end up on the bottom, if you end up on the bottom, guard is an effective way to mitigate damage, keep someone close, if that's the type of guard that you know how to play, And
you just need to know a couple of takedowns. You just need to be efficient at 2 and then and efficient at defending them. And there, you got a wonderful game to match with yours.
Dude, to take down someone that doesn't train,
yeah.
just tap them on the leg. Yeah. Just give them a leg tickle. They'll fall over.
Oh, I was going to say a body lock, but all right.
That too. The body tickle is good. Okay, moving on. Too much coffee.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're fired up. All right. So I got it. Takedowns in street fights.
I'm sweating, actually. I don't have a shirt underneath my hoodie, too. I forgot this thing gives off heat.
Does it?
Or maybe it doesn't. Does it feel hot in here?
The Post Rolls podcast is hot, baby. Let's go.
Okay. Matt Daddies.
Okay. I love questions.
Man, we need...
What do the people want to know?
I've been wondering what to put these sounds here, what to put on this, and I know what I need.
Now
it's a little Matt Daddies, like a little guitar riff, and then we need that.
I think it should be
Fernando, you're listening.
Female voice. Matt Daddies.
Who's your daddy?
The Matt Daddies are.
That's a good idea. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of these. We probably won't get to them all.
Oh, fun.
Some are really short, but we'll get to 2 long ones. And a lot of people sent in, so thank you for sending these in. Yeah,
nice. Guys, we're excited to be back too, man.
Yeah.
We're going to do these more and more. It's our pleasure.
So if you sent in a question and we don't get to it, we will.
Let's hit them all. I'm ready.
Okay.
What do you guys need to know?
What's the best way to destroy Miles' butterfly guard? Asking for a friend.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, obviously that's impossible.
That's a friend of the podcast, Mike. I can never say his last name.
Okay, listen.
Mike Merera.
Oh, you said it perfect. It's like you say it in slow-mo.
What is his name? I know. What's his last name? Marawa.
Marawa.
I mean, I pretty much said it.
That's what I told you. You did fine.
Okay.
Respect. How do you destroy the butterfly guard? Yeah, I don't know. I think that, I don't know. I mean, obviously Nick doesn't know, so just kidding, buddy.
It's a good thing I don't kiss and tell. Hey, quick tangent. I know I promised not to make these, but I made a change in policy at my school because other friend of the podcast, AG, he put me to sleep in a gi choke.
Did he?
And because usually when I roll with students, I'm like,
you let it go a little.
I let it go a little. I'm also half looking around the room, making sure everyone's still good. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
I think you're awesome for that, by the way. You're one of the few school owners that I know that you're super humble and you allow people to have positions on you and you go far in them.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's a really big thing. I think that's one of the reasons why we're friends is because I was like, man, when I first came in, I could tell what an awesome, humble, and good instructor you are.
Thank you. So he put me in a choke, and it was a good choke, and I went to lift my hand to tap, and then I actually woke up.
Oh,
I'm like,
my
he got
God.
me. Lifted my hand. I went to go tap, and I woke up later.
You tap late on chokes.
But
too.
then, honestly, on this one, I wasn't. It just
Really?
gi chokes hit fast,
Yeah.
and he definitely squeezed the fuck out of it because he was
Yeah.
excited to catch
And
me.
he's strong. He's super
really
strong.
So he, but then later he goes, "Man, I got a good story to tell." My friends, and I'm like, "You're not supposed to." We don't. I think I said the same thing. I said, "We don't kiss and tell. You're not supposed to do that."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Just a small circle, just a small group of people." And then in that moment, I was like, "Sorry, guys, no more fucking easy rounds for anyone." And so I've been like, anyone that's like a deep in the blue at least, and then above that, like you're just getting the smoke every round.
Well, I think that's what you throughout everybody's career, that's what happens. You get these highs and lows of like, you stop paying, you get to a point where, man, you're always just wrecking people. And then you start to back off and you start to let people have stuff. And the worst things that have happened to me have been in those times where I'm just starting to let people have stuff, and I'm starting to let them have positions on top, and then they knee me in the face or do something really stupid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think we go from these pits and valleys of awareness.
Yeah, so AG ruined the fun for all the rest of the
Thanks
Blue
a lot,
Belts,
AG.
Yeah. We love you though, AG. All right. Okay, can I give Mike, so what's the best way to destroy Miles' butterfly guard? You gave me the answer to this.
Okay.
And it's a concept you can apply to like almost to a lot of things in jiu-jitsu. It's just don't go in your butterfly guard.
Oh, respect.
Right?
Yeah,
Like-
you fucked up a long time ago if you let me do
I
butterflies.
remember we started rolling. I would always just drop to my knees and go in your guard. I'd be like, I'm gonna figure this out. I did it intentionally. I was
You
like, I'm
did.
gonna figure it out.
You did.
And eventually, I was like, no, just stand up and just walk over somewhere else. You know what I mean? Just don't play the butterfly guard. And
Oh my God, I study butterfly guard ferociously.
you do,
And, yeah, I mean, it's.
You think you might have the best butterfly guard that I've rolled with?
Oh my God, respect.
I think so.
I mean, Marcelo Garcia, I watched his videos until I got his online school. And I used to he has 15-minute videos. They're so long and hard to watch.
Yeah,
But-
just completely unedited. All of it. Just, yeah,
Yeah. But man, that's it. It's sitting up, guys. In case you guys want to know, the secret to butterfly guard. Everybody acts when their back's on the mat. It's too late. If you didn't have a post and your back's on the mat, you got to scoot your butt out and sit back up.
All right.
So now you know. Sorry, Michael.
Okay, moving
Good
on.
luck.
Moving on.
I'll be excited for you too when you pass my butterflies. Man.
This one I addressed already. Different Mike said put it on Amazon so I can listen in the car. Get an iPhone, put that on my story.
Get some, Mike. Get you an iPhone.
Ooh, we got to do this. For another friend of the podcast, Ben, when will you have a person that does BJJ and is a relationship expert talk on the podcast? Because that's what he does.
Okay.
This is my lifelong training partner and I would say best friend.
Nice.
The
That hurts my feelings a little bit, but okay.
I mean,
It's okay. It's all right. You're allowed to have other friends.
I've known him for like 20 years.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm your podcast.
You're my
friend.
best podcast co-host.
Thank you. Jesus, give me something.
So, all right, moving through these. Most of these are just people fucking around.
I won't leave
Stop fucking around, guys.
I won't leave any dead air.
Okay. Well, what supplements? This is a good one. Supplements that work for performance and recovery for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. So I would say alcohol's really good. And kava and kratom help you out a little bit. No, I'm just kidding, guys. What do you do? I like a little creatine sometimes.
There's only 3.
Get me.
There's only 3 that are, as far as I know.
Creatine.
Would you say that enhances performance, electrolytes? Depends on how long your training session is, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Those long ones.
Okay, let's say 4 then.
Okay.
So creatine is for sure.
Okay.
It's
How many grams? 5
undisputable scientific fact
grams? Yeah.
that creatine it helps.
Can you explain us how it works?
No.
Okay.
What am I, a molecular biologist?
Obviously not on the Post Rules podcast.
I mean, it puts water in your muscles. It makes you look good too because it puffs your muscles up. So it's
yeah,
fake
and
muscle.
it's very
but-
safe.
Yeah, safe. Creatine monohydrate, to be specific,
5
is the
grams
one
a
that
day.
has most of the research that support it.
For energy
Caffeine.
and recovery.
Caffeine
Caffeine's
is a
good.
proven performance-enhancing drug. In fact, I believe caffeine is the most scientifically supported performance-enhancing drug.
Respect.
I was told for years to take a little bit of caffeine before my fights, and was always nervous about it making me too nervous.
Yeah.
As soon as I actually it was Alistair Overeem that convinced me. I was like, if he does it, then
Yeah.
And dude, it's a game changer. It absolutely. I'll tell you what. Does it make you a little more nervous, a little more jittery? Then of course it does, because your heart rate's a little higher.
Yeah.
But what it also does is make you feel more positive.
Oh.
And so like when I drink my coffee like a few hours before my first match, I do feel the jitters come up, but then I'm just like in my mind I'm like, this is just because I had caffeine. Like it's not. I'm not actually more nervous. Like this is just the coffee making my hand shake, And then, but then you just feel more positive, and it also improves your cardio. So your cardio is better, your mood is better, your like outlook is better, and like your heart rate's a little bit higher, but your heart rate's gonna get fucking high anyway. So get over
better.
it. Yeah.
Cool. So that's 2.
Testosterone.
Okay.
And let's say electrolytes. If you're training for a long time, if you're rolling for 20 minutes of class, and you don't need it. But let's be honest, if you're rolling 20 minutes of class, you're not getting better anyway. So
I get my testosterone from ice baths, so that works too.
Do you?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That'll raise your T levels, baby.
Okay,
no doubt.
Nice.
Yep.
I had a thought about ice baths.
Tell me.
I still ultimately decided that the benefits are good and that they're still for me, but a lot of the benefit, in my understanding, a lot of the benefit behind sauna and ice bath, heat exposure, cold exposure, is because I can't stop burping.
The increase in circulation,
because of the like the stress response.
That's part of it. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that's not the biggest benefit, but that's part of it.
Well, like the adrenaline.
Yeah.
And like one of the things that you talk about is like the pendulum swing. Like, you know what I mean? Like it brings you so far back to the other side. Where like, I'm actually relaxed.
Yeah.
The thing is that like my day is like filled with high intensity stress.
Right.
So like, do I really want more high intensity stress?
Well, so you need high intensity relaxation as well. So if you want to couple it with that, I mean, there's all types of benefits for our ice baths, particularly for training. I mean, the main reason you get tired is because your heart overheats. So you could do an ice bath before the gym, and you're going to perform better. You're going to perform.
I
better,
do love it before. I do love it before training. Yeah.
So a little bit.
In fact, I prefer
after.
it before instead of after.
Yeah, I mean, for performance benefits, it's better.
Yeah.
I mean, they did amazing studies. My favorite was on soccer players. So football in Europe, and it was a European study, and they put a whole team on exercise bikes and measured their output. And then they put them into 3 categories. One just did a regular halftime and then back on the exercise bike 45 minutes and measured their output. That one that just relaxed, their output went down, as you expect they would, because they just did it 45 minutes previous. Then they took another group and gave them a 2-minute ice bath at not freezing temperatures, I think 50 degrees. And their performance stayed the same before and after, both halves.
Okay, yeah.
And then another group, they gave them ice slurries, and they almost matched the similar. It went down a little bit, but it almost matched the ice bath. And my favorite part about that study,
they consumed
an ice slurry. That's my favorite part about the study, because what in the world is an ice slurry? Snow cones.
Yeah.
These knuckleheads were eating snow cones.
Squeezy pop. That's what I was thinking.
Something. But it was just, it cools down your heart. And so now we know with the cold mitt that if you cool off your palms in between sets of exercise, you can do way more exercise. In a week, people tripled the amount of dips they could do, these college athletes. I mean, it is so significant to know how to cool your heart down in between exercise.
I do know that it is very specific, but if people had a hard match and they have another match coming up, I will get them 2 cold water bottles and have them hold on to the water bottles.
Yeah, and I don't know how specific it needs to be. It's just the point is you have the globulous tissue on your body has a layer less in between the blood vessels. So the globulous tissues, your palms, the bottom of your feet, and your face. And if you were to cool those things down, not freeze them, just cool them down, because if you froze them, it would be constricting. If you just cool that down, then that blood circulating back to your heart is going to cool off your heart faster.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's super simple. I mean, water bottles work.
I have them open their gi. I told you about this. Open their gi, hold on to water bottles, and then usually it's concrete. So like take your shoes off and stand your bare feet on the floor.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's
yeah.
super because it's not super cold. And what they
No,
did
it's just
find,
a little cool.
They
Yeah.
compared cooling off the globular tissue to what they used to do before surgeries.
Uh-huh.
So they needed your body to be cool for the surgery, maybe to like slow down your circulation. I don't know exactly why, but what they used to do is put ice packs under your arms and on the back of your neck.
Yep.
And they compared the difference of just cooling off your palms compared to ice packs on your chest and your neck.
Yeah.
And it worked better on
Palms
your
work
palms.
better.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys watch UFC, if you ever wonder why coaches, especially old school coaches, get a bag of an ice pack, and then those things that look like hairnets, but you know what I'm saying? It's an ice pack, and they put it. They rub with their chest, they rub their back. You know,
So it's not the worst idea, but ice will constrict the blood vessels. So it needs to be cool, not freezing.
not cold. Yeah, not super freezing. Yeah.
That's a great hack, man. I think we're going to see in high level competition, people are going to be doing that more and more.
Yeah. I know this isn't proof, but just a story that really made me like start thinking about it. And I've told you this before, but I've got a student named Ruben who is just like the king of the come from behind victory. You know,
Those guys.
Yeah, I get excited. I want to tell all the stories about his come from behind victories. I'll stay focused.
Okay,
He had a guy. It was only one guy in his bracket. He's like 140 pounds, masters 2, so not a lot of those guys. You know,
Okay.
Well, one guy in his bracket had a match and got smacked.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
It was not a good one.
He got mashed.
He lost. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Like it was like 10-0, 12-0, and then got submitted or something like that.
Oh, buddy.
Then they come back and
And he beat that guy?
he edged him out, barely beat him.
Nice.
Okay.
Respect.
So like by a point or 2 points or something like
Oh,
that.
it was a round robin, so they had one
It
more
was a round
match.
robin. So,
Yeah.
so now it's 1-1. They got a tie break. I want to even go so far as to say in the second match, this was a couple of years ago, so don't quote me, but I want to say he was losing the second match and then subbed him at the end.
Oh, respect.
So even that one match was come from behind. I think he was losing and then he subbed him. But it subbed him like the last 30 seconds. So they had an entire match of like battle. And then both of them are dead tired. They've done one match, 5 minutes off, one match, and now they have 5 minutes off.
I've been there. Those are so hard, those round robins. I don't know
So I
why they're
see
so
Ruben,
close.
he looks like he wants to throw up, and then I see the other guy, I'm like, he's really tired too, equally tired. You know? So I took Ruben's gi off. I was like, took his top off. I was like, untie your belt, give me your top. And I told you this. I put it far away, so that when they go, all right, your time's up, we could steal an extra minute by going to get his gi. I took all of his stuff off. I had him hold water bottles, and then I was rubbing the back of his neck with another water bottle.
Sexy.
And then and we came back out, and it was visible. You could see it. Now, again, I know this isn't proof. The guy could have just been not as good a shape, but the other guy was in great fucking shape, dude. He looked like for Masters 2, he was shredded. You know, so he we came out and it was a noticeable difference, and Ruben absolutely demolished this other guy in the third round.
Oh,
yeah,
that's so cool.
So it was like a significant loss to like close one to like smashed. You know,
That's awesome.
so yeah, it was a cool one.
Dude, shout out to Chris Vickers, too, the head coach at 10th Planet Stockton. He had an incredible comeback victory at the Summit Sub Series.
Oh, really?
That he's a 10th Planet guy. He's real like lanky, and he just kept sitting down. But you can't do that. That's a negative point, you know? And so he was down 5 negative points by the overtime.
He's
and
like, but I'm gonna submit him.
Yeah, he was just like, bring it on. I don't care. They were like, but like even the refs were kind of like, they were Brazilian refs, and they were I don't know. You could tell they were getting frustrated with him.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm starting right here in the middle. I'm gonna sit right here. And then he trapped this dude's arms. Both of the arms. He could have had it looked like almost a double arm bar, but he got one of his arms and tapped the
in
monkey
the Hubbard
out of
quad?
him. Yeah, in
His Hubbard quad?
Yeah, that's right.
Really? Did he do a dead orchard? It's like a
Oh my god.
it's like a triangle, like you have a locked triangle, but with both arms inside.
Yes.
And you arm bar it. Yeah.
Yes.
Dead orchard.
He
Yeah.
did do that.
Nice.
I think that's what it was. But yeah, shout out. That was an awesome comeback. That was my favorite one. He didn't get fight of the night, but there was also you got a
it
belt
should've been.
and $500 for fight of the night.
500 doll hairs?
So what? What
Sarcasm.
Is that sarcasm? Oh my god! For a jiu-jitsu tournament, that's cash, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's more money than paying money.
Well, so he didn't rob the owner. He didn't pay. I'm not sure what the fighters got paid at this one, but his ultimate goal, he was like, he's so frustrated with fighters not getting paid that his ultimate goal is that everybody's you don't have to sell tickets.
Really?
Yeah. That his ultimate goal is to pay all the fighters and so people can start.
That's cool because the reason I've never done Fight to Win is I spent my whole fighting career. People don't know this. When you go to a local fight, even Bellator, even
really?
Bellator, if you're not on the main card, those guys are expected to physically sell tickets.
Right.
To call their friends and be like, can you buy tickets to my fight?
Right.
And I was so burnt out on it. And people go, we should do Fight to Win. I'm like, I'm not trying to fucking sell tickets.
Right.
And the thing is, you would think like, oh, well, just don't do it. But if you're not a ticket seller, then you get fed to the wolves, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you don't sell tickets, they put you against the best guys to
get you out of there.
I mean, to get you out of there, or they just use you. You know, like, if they've got a star that they want to build up, like, let me just. No, I mean, I guess as I'm saying this, at this point, I'm a black belt, so it probably doesn't matter anymore because it's just like I'm at least still going to be competitive. But if you're like an up and coming fighter, if your friends call you, like, can you buy tickets to my fight or whatever? If they're not, those guys don't sell tickets, then they get used to set up their stars who do sell tickets.
Well, kind of follow the money.
Yeah.
But that's the deal, man. Rob is really doing something cool, and he wants everyone to get paid, and yeah, he's really trying to open up opportunities for fighters. So shout out, Rob. Respect.
That's cool. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Okay, this is a good one.
Hit me.
Tips on balancing parenthood and training. I love tips on balancing parenthood and training. I love jits, but also want to be around when not working. That's fair enough.
Yeah, man. I don't know what gyms allow your kids to come. Like, not all of them. There's like a good space for kids. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no. I mean, I experienced the same thing, and it makes your Saturdays, it makes your weekends pretty tough to compete, right? Because you want to be with your kids. And then those weekdays too. And so my opinion is that you get on a set schedule where you can either bring your kids or, you find some way to potentially get your kids involved so they're excited about it. Gracie Bully Proof is the coolest program to teach adults how to train with their kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's
but that's not really him getting training in, but it is.
No, but what I'm saying is now your kids are involved and they're like, oh man, this is cool. And then you're like, hey, I'm going to go to the gym, come to the gym with me, just hang out, you have your iPad or whatever. And now, I'm doing something that you're going to be more excited about and be more involved in. Like, we're doing it together. Even if you're not in the class, at least you're hanging out and you're like, oh, okay. That's why I say, Bully Proof.
Nice. There's two things I would say on this. One, find a school that has a fucking 5:30 in the morning class.
Oh, good call.
Yep. And get your training done before your kids are awake. Go before work, get it done, still have your nights with your kids. That's
a great suggestion.
Aside from that, there are also gyms now that have like family classes, or they have classes where there are both going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So you can bring your kid to jiu-jitsu, and then even though, you're not spending time together, but really the answer is 5:45. And if you're saying like, well, I also need to get sleep and I can't get up at 5:45, then ultimately there's not enough time in your day for all things in life, and you're just going to have to make priorities, So like which between kids, jiu-jitsu, and sleep, which one is least important, and that's the one you're going to lose. So
hey, one of my favorite people who studies our sleep all the time says that we get the majority of our deep sleep before midnight. And if you look at the sleep trackers, that does seem to be the case.
Interesting.
So get to bed as early as you can and get that deep sleep. And then that early morning sleep is less important. Yeah.
Interesting. There was one thing I was going to add on the early morning class and priorities. Morning sleeping. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is there's another thing to consider, and that's not all time spent with your kids is good quality time. And if there's a certain amount of training that will actually help you to be more present in the time that you have with your kids, then that's probably worth the trade-off. Like, all right, I'm with my kids from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to sleep, but I'm fucking miserable and I'm just like, yeah, sure,
right.
Kid, you know what I mean?
Right.
Obviously I'm exaggerating. And then there's like, well, I don't ever see my kids because I take 2 classes a day, 6 days a week. There's an in between there. You know what I mean? If you train twice a week, you're probably, and you're happy because of it, you probably do a better job in those 4 days. And it's not like you're there all day. You know what I mean? Like you go to class for an hour and a half and then, and then you get to be there for dinner time, whatever. And then 4 days a week, you're there right after work. Like,
well, I think 3 days a week is the magic number because if you only go 2 days a week, that's fine if you're incredibly consistent. But if you miss one day, now you're taking 5 days off.
Yeah.
And so I say try and do 3 days a week, and then you can miss a couple, and then you're still making progress. And then if you do more than 3 days a week, well, it's a little tough on your body. I mean, I've been doing jiu-jitsu 26 years now and no surgeries so far.
Yeah.
And man, I mean, that's been my longevity secret is like, I don't overtrain. I do on occasion, but I don't consistently overtrain.
You do the maximum load that you can do forever, essentially.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
Yeah. I usually tell people when they ask me how much they should train, I always tell them like when you pass 4, that's now when you actually have to do other things to get you healthy for jiu-jitsu.
You pass 4 days a week?
Yeah, so like if you're training 2 or 3 times a week, jiu-jitsu will make you healthier for life.
Heck yeah.
4 is right around 4 is like probably most people's like good feeling max, especially if they're over 30.
Yeah.
When you pass 4 classes, now you have to do other things to get healthy for jiu-jitsu. That's like now I have to do, now I need to foam roll. I need to do my stretching routine. I need to do my prehab, you know what I mean, to keep my shoulders healthy.
Yeah.
That's usually what I find.
Hang from a pull-up bar, guys. That's the black belt secret to keeping your shoulders healthy.
That is a good one. I do that
just hang
most mornings.
Engaged hang. It's fantastic for your shoulders.
Okay, so coming to the end of our time here.
The end of our Matt Daddies? Or our podcast?
Well, that's there is one more Matt Daddies.
Right.
I didn't think we'd get to them all.
We got 20 more minutes.
Usually I talk too much.
That's true.
Here, keep things going. Entertain people.
Oh man,
Give me 2
I'm gonna give you my dates. I'm gonna plug my dates here, baby.
I said entertain people.
Oh, come on. Man, we're gonna be at Yoga 6 in San Clemente tomorrow. We got a fundraiser the day after tomorrow.
Okay, but tomorrow and the day after tomorrow are going to be in the past for people that are listening to this.
Okay, well, you missed those guys.
God damn it.
So the next one, we got Gracie Santa Cruz. We're going to be doing a weekend workshop, which is awesome because it's going to be Breathwork for Jiu-Jitsu day 1. Day 2, it's a Wim Hof Method workshop for everybody. And then that same month, we got Gracie University coming up, which is usually one of my biggest workshops of all year. We always sell out with 50 people. We're going to go for 100 people this time. We don't care. We're just going huge. That's going to be a ton of fun. And we got some amazing retreats coming up. Grapplers Retreat in November. It's going to be Jiu-Jitsu and the Wim Hof Action. And my co-host Nick's going to be with me. And in October, just before, I have a breath. It's a retreat for yoga and the Wim Hof Method. So breath_fitness_retreats is going to be Wim Hof and yoga retreat, which is super cool. Bring the whole family. A lot of couples going already. So lots of cool stuff. And I'll be in Ireland this year. That's going to be awesome. It's a big Irish vacation for a week.
Nice.
And then plus jiu-jitsu, I'm working with the other jiu-jitsu instructor is Phil Milgreese, who is he might be a 6th degree black belt. He was who gave me my blue belt. Respect. Shout out to Phil. And that's going to be a vacation plus jiu-jitsu because the family that owns the whole deal grew up. He lives there or did live there, and man, they know all the cool spots to go. So the Irish retreat, it's going to be awesome.
All right. Thank you for not keeping anyone entertained while I found.
Oh my God,
question.
they were though. They were so excited. You guys at home, you're like, what?
Telling them about dates that happened in the past and things that you're doing on the other side of the world.
Come join us, guys. These are Americans coming there to Ireland, drinking Guinness.
Okay, this is a long question. Let me read it out loud, and I'll see if I can sum it up so that we can make a neat little hook out of it for the Instagram. Okay, 1 is a 2-part question. Part 1, are stripes on the belt something I should read into / care about a lot? Parentheses, I still only have 1 stripe on my blue belt. And I gave them that stripe, so that was probably a year ago. Maybe 9 months ago. 2, I found a new gym, and I started it last week. It's the 2nd gym I've been at where they schedule promotions / stripes. Which to me is weird, i.e., i.e., the coach said it'll be on this day. Sign up for it. Well, that is weird. Sign up to get your stripe. Because I just started last week, and I'm thinking if I show up to this promotion thing, do I automatically get a stripe? Like that seemed not right. But at my last gym, I was there like 6 months, never showed up to one of these promotions, and I never got a stripe. Parentheses, maybe they thought I was trash. I'm not sure. Okay, so let me try to sum this up. Should is it weird when gyms have scheduled promotion days? Do you have to like, if you just show up, will you get promotions? And then part two, that's hard to sum up. How do you sum that up? Is it weird? Yeah, do. You go.
So spontaneous promotions versus scheduled promotions.
Yeah. Okay, you go first.
So I've been on both sides of it, and I was used to spontaneous promotions at first, and it does feel very familiar. So you feel like, man, I really deserve it because they've been watching me, and then now you get surprised with this promotion. But then the bigger and bigger the gym gets, and the bigger gyms that you go to, they can't just do that for everybody. And then also what I like now, what I didn't used to like then, was during promotion, you have to demonstrate your skills. So spontaneous promotions, you don't usually. It's like, we've been watching you and now you're good and here's your stripe. But then the scheduled promotions, often you have to go through a sequence of moves in front of people. And there's a little element of like, man, I have to remember these in person.
I would say but he's saying stripes.
So same stripes.
So I would say that I know that's how they do it at Gorilla, but I've never seen or heard of any other gym that tests for belts, yes, but for stripes, I've never seen any other school.
Okay.
Have you outside of Gorilla?
Not that I can recall, but I really used to hate the demonstrations.
Yeah.
And I changed my tune on it. I think they're really cool. And then that way too, what it does is, man, you think you're better than these guys or whatever, and you think like, man, I should get my stripe. It's fine. So demonstrate the moves that you know. And if you do truly know them, well, then maybe you've been, your promotion has been expedited. So good for you. And I think stripes are sexy.
But what about people? There are tons of people. You're probably in that pool that are very, very good. But in terms of the techniques that you could recite step by step, there's not a large number.
Respect.
But you'd say that's true.
Recite a lot of techniques.
No, I mean,
that is true.
Can you recite more techniques than a blue belt or a brown belt? Of course, but relatively, that's not what you're good at. But who cares?
That's not what you're good at. Thank you. No, that's true. I am not good at that. But
not that you can't. Of course you could, but that's not important to you, and you don't enjoy it. And all that matters at the end of the day is you're a very good black belt. So who the fuck cares if you can recite a lot of moves?
Well, you do. You're right.
You can recite the moves that you know, that your moves that you're good at.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I've changed my tune on it. I used to. I mean, I think everybody would want stripes to represent how well you would do against a person. Like a blue belt with 3 stripes is going to typically beat usually a blue belt with 2. And so you want to like even out
taking weight and age into account. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. But so in a big gym, I don't think they have to schedule promotions like that. In my opinion, you can't just keep. And then when you do it spontaneously, then you're missing people.
Right. Yeah. So the problem is, like when you get spontaneous stripes, it really feels very special, deserved, and like it feels like that instructor is really telling you, like, you have impressed me enough to earn this. It feels good, you know. But yeah, the thing is that when there's too many people, if you try to continue that, people will be missed. People will get skipped, and
that's the worst.
Yeah,
when you get missed for promotions and you're beating your buddies that are all promoted higher. I mean that's one of the worst things in jiu-jitsu. Like the feeling is like, oh man, like I didn't show up for this day or whatever.
Yeah.
So I actually really appreciate it. And you know, if you can't make the promotion, that's what happens. So
I'll tell you what is weird though is that he mentioned in that question is that signing up for promotion day. That's weird.
Well, is that a little weird? I mean, I think it's good for them they would keep an eye on you then. Like, you think you're ready for this? Well,
so what my instructor does is that like he has a promotion day and everybody comes and you're all lined up and he just goes down the line, right?
And decides. You don't know.
He skips people. Skips people, but usually it's just based off of like have you been training consistently since the last promotion day? You know, if he's been seeing you like twice a month, then he skips you. You know, or the other thing he does is that if you win a tournament, only if you get gold, and only if it's a big tournament. Like if you win a Naga, he doesn't care. But like if you win a real tournament,
smash on Naga. That sword's still cool.
Naga's had its day. It's not.
Oh man. I still want a sword. If
you win an IBJJF tournament or something like that, then you get a stripe. That's
pretty cool.
You know, because look, if you're the best blue belt in your division, you should be towards the top of your blue belt rank.
I like how our opinions differ on this because I love the idea that you sign up. I love that you are showing whoever's reading those, like, oh, okay, you're into it. Okay, well, you know, I love the demonstrations, and I didn't used to.
I'm cool with demonstrations. You know, I do tests. I do technique tests for my belts, and that has a different purpose. But to me, because if you ask me people ask me all the time, what do stripes mean? And the answer is nothing. Right. Okay. They have no. So there's 2-part answer. So stick with me. They have no bearing on what division you're going to compete in. They have no bearing on how good you are compared to other blue belts from other schools. You know what I mean? They are subjective. You're like pats on the back from your instructor.
Okay.
So that's like if
they come off in the wash too.
They come off in the wash. Yeah. If I give someone a stripe, if I give someone a stripe, it's like, hey, I've recently seen you improve.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Like, and I've seen a noticeable difference, and this is me telling you that, you know? So like, that's all they mean.
Well, see, I like the combination of the two. So you could do that and have your scheduled promotion with, you have to sign up. And so we know that you are interested in this.
Who's not interested?
I mean, some people really don't care. I think stripes are super sexy, especially the kids' stripes. We used to stripe them with rainbow stripes. So you'd get a different
like pink.
You'd get a different color for each stripe, so your belt looked sick.
I don't know if that looks sick.
Yeah, that's okay.
Literal rainbow colors?
Yeah. We'd go. You get the full rainbow. You get like 6 stripes on your little tiny belt. I still have my kids' belts. I love them.
That's so Bay Area.
And then when you get all 6 stripes, you're gay. No, just kidding. You're tiny.
You get promoted to gay belt. I mean, gray belt. So, yeah, I mean, to me, I think signing up is weird, but I kind of get where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from, but then for this people, yeah, for sure. That's why you're not my best friend. I'm just kidding. That hurt to say. Yeah. I love you. You know I love you.
It's okay. You got a lot of friends. It's fine. Gym owners, I don't know how gym owners do it. I don't know how you keep all those friends because there's, I think when the gym gets bigger and bigger, I watch owners,
I don't have a lot of friends.
I watch owners' eyes just start to glass over from new people. It's like, I can't have more than 400 friends. Okay. Like, what are you doing this weekend? Like, none of your business. I got a lot to do.
You know what's funny? Hey, I'm gonna put this out there because a lot of my students listen to this podcast. I'm gonna put this out there right now for all of you, and I appreciate and love. Well, let's say I appreciate all of you. I love most of you. I'm just kidding. For a lot of people, I am their connection with the Jiu Jitsu world.
Okay.
Right. And what that means is that anytime anyone sees a Jiu Jitsu meme that they think is funny, I am their first share.
Just get bombarded,
right? Yeah,
with memes.
And what?
So keep them firing, guys. He loves it.
What I need everyone to realize is that I also follow these fucking pages. So not only have I seen them on my feed, but 30 people have sent it to me. Honestly, like what I do now is I just open them and I look at it enough to tell if it's a joke or not a joke. Yeah. If it's a joke, it gets a laugh face. If it's not a joke, it gets a heart, and then I move on.
Oh, so what he's saying is keep them firing. It makes them feel important. So, and if you're not doing it, you should start.
People keep adding me to groups, then I leave the groups and I get added to another groups. I'm like, guys, I fucking don't want the memes.
Oh man, just silence those groups. It's fine.
But the thing is, I can't leave. So I could just ignore the messages, but then I end up getting like, I'll have like 1,400 messages, 1,500 messages, and I can't leave that because there are actual important messages that come to the gym, and I need to see the message thing.
That's your organization problem.
No, it's not.
say, hey, listen, this is no memes. This is important. And then follow the meme group, which is right here.
No, I'm saying is that if messages are coming in, if I leave the memes unread, then the important messages will get mixed in.
That's what I'm saying, guys. You got to separate that. You got your memes and you got your important message group.
I only have one Instagram page. How am I supposed to separate?
Keep him firing, guys. He loves it. He loves talking about it.
I know that they come from a good. I'm not mad at them, I don't enjoy them either. Talk to me in the gym, guys. We talk all the time. I love talking to you guys.
Back it off.
Talk to me in the gym.
Nick's got 2 babies. Come on now, guys.
That's right. I'll send them to Miles. How about that? Just forward them to
Don't
Miles.
include
All of
me
them.
in your jiu-jitsu meme groups. I've had enough jiu-jitsu memes for a lifetime.
And you know what's funny is if you've been on jiu-jitsu social media long enough, the same joke will get recycled in the whatever the current like media or medium of the day is, you know? Like how many times have you seen the joke where it's like a burglar breaks into her house and the guy butt scoots towards him?
Oh,
like, man, they have remade that meme 800 times. And every time a new one comes out, fucking it just, look at this, are you seeing this?
guys, just send me Boss Rutan street fighting videos.
That's all I need.
I'll keep watching those.
That's true. Does that exist? Boss Rutan street fighting videos? You mean the instructionals?
The instructionals.
Yeah. Bang, bang, boom.
A diggity,
okay,
diggity,
I'm
dang.
sorry. No, I'm not.
Oh, looky what we have here. Smash his face. Front kick to the groin.
I know I've said this before on the podcast, but you know what I never realized until recently is how similar Gru from Despicable Me sounds like Boss Rutan.
Is that right?
Same voice.
Okay.
Boss Rutan might voice. Actually, it's Steve Carell, so it's not. But he could have done it.
He's the best. Send me Boss stuff.
All right. Well, let's we can wrap it
What's
up
left?
there.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Good question.
I had one other thing to get into, but I'll erase it. I'll save it for the next one because it's going to be a longer answer.
We got 10 minutes.
In a heated debate, we're going to argue about this.
Oh, come on. We got 10 minutes. Let's go. I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, nice.
I honestly, I built it up sarcastically, but so it's going to be disappointing now. But all right. I was trying to entice people to return for the next episode.
Oh, you're right. Well, we've got
Miles and I are going to
to
have a fist fight over this topic. So tune in next time. To be continued, and the screen turns gray. You know?
Post rolls, sign behind us breaks. It's wild.
And just beating with the sign, smacking me in the head.
I'm gonna.
Okay. All right. No-gi events are changing the sport of jiu-jitsu, but is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Change the sport of jiu-jitsu. I mean, it's got to evolve, my friend.
So no-gi events, not no-gi jiu-jitsu. No-gi events are changing the sport of jiu-jitsu.
I mean, nothing has been better for the sport of jiu-jitsu than the Craig Jones Invitational.
Nice. Okay, let's fight.
Let's fight. The what do we call it? Call that the pit? To put on those side barriers completely changes the game and makes it so much more fun.
Oh,
to
the
watch.
pit is amazing. Did you know that Karate Combat began to sue Craig Jones about using the pit?
Oh my God! I mean, they use the same angle and the same size, so that kind of makes sense. But
apparently, they have a patent on it, and so they sued like the Karate Combat has a patent on that design.
Oh my God!
And they went to sue Craig Jones, but they're friends, and so according to Craig, he reached out to them and was like, "You're gonna sue a charity event for using something that looks vaguely like your event?" And they were like, "Well, I mean, okay."
I didn't even know you could patent 45 degrees and 4 feet high. Can you really patent that?
I think you can patent almost anything, whether or not it holds up, and you can pull a patent on most things, but whether or not anyone actually, you can win a lawsuit with it, I think that's debatable. But that comes from that knowledge comes from I watched a documentary on Thomas Edison once.
Okay.
So
he has a lot of patents.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea.
He's got 137.
No, I mean I don't know how patents work is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
apparently you can patent
Anything.
a ramp with mats on it.
Oh yeah, and they did.
So have you seen the event where they fight in a pit like that, but they wear fucking suits and they do jiu-jitsu? It's the coolest.
Oh, suits like actual like
Dress
business
suits.
Yeah, that's
it's
pretty cool.
Really cool. Okay, so here's why. You tell me why you think it's a good thing.
the change of
all the no-gi events. So like CJI, ADCC, like all these like submission, these like super fight events, you know what I mean? Things like that.
Well, I think we're on a constant quest to make this stuff more mainstream. And what I know, not the details, but the UFC is now putting in a bunch of money into jiu-jitsu. And so
millions.
The more that we can make these things more mainstream, the more money for the competitors, the more action, the more fun they are to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're still on that quest. I don't think it is maxed out at all. But the Summit sub-series, man, still the funnest event that I've seen so far in jiu-jitsu.
So I have a okay. Is it a good thing because people are getting paid more? Yeah, it's good for them. If they're getting paid more. My personal experience with it though, in terms, because is it good for those athletes? Yes. Okay. But 99.999% of people that are doing jiu-jitsu are not those athletes. 99.99999 are not those athletes.
Okay.
Right. They're 36-year-old Dave from accounting.
So what's the downfall?
Having competed in IBJJF and the ADCC tournaments, which are probably even though I compete in no-gi and IBJJF, but it's primarily a gi event, you know. So those are probably the polar opposites in terms of like the culture and what it's like in the tournament, you know.
Okay.
And pretty good representation of like the culture that it promotes, you know. And when you do these ADCC tournaments, there's just so many douchebags that are like in the bullpens with their sunglasses on and their shirt off, you know what I mean? These fucking cheesy mullets and just like trying to promote themselves and you know what I mean?
I love all that, by the way, except for the mullets.
So you like shirtless men, but you just have a problem with their haircut.
Especially in sunglasses, super cocky, just being a character. I love that shit.
Yeah. But then when you compete in IBJJF, like it's still very much so the respectful, for the most part. There's always douchebags everywhere, of course, and there's nice people everywhere. So I'm not saying everyone, of course. But there's still very much so like the martial arts respect. People you can't like over celebrate. You can't flip people off. That one guy got banned for life from IBJJF. That's a little too far. He got banned for life for flipping someone off on the podium. But it's a much more enjoyable competition experience. People are nice. People shake hands afterwards. After you compete, people are like, where are you from? You know what I mean? Like,
totally. I love that part.
You look at like the rivalries that exist, like Andy Murasaki and Tynan Dalper are good examples. Like they have like in match, like bitter rivals, enemies, you know, but like afterward, but they're respectful for each other. Now, is that fun to watch? No. I get it. So I get it, right? It's a mix. It's a mixed bag, but in terms of like what makes jiu-jitsu more fun as a doer, as a participant that is not gonna win CJI.
See, I kind of like the show. I like the Conor McGregors. I love the super cocky people that have the balls to put it on the line and to show off.
The problem is that there's only one Conor McGregor, and all the rest of them are fucking douchebags that are just pretending.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the rest of them are Colby Covingtons.
Ouch.
So. Yeah, is it a good thing? But we've talked about this before in terms of like people are like, oh, I should get paid more as an athlete. Well, look, how much money do you generate?
Right.
Do you generate revenue? Then you should not be paid more. Like right. If nobody wants to watch you and people don't want to buy tickets, then why the fuck would anyone pay you to perform? You know, and then it's a complicated answer because also the devil's advocate of that is like, well, that's why I'm being a douchebag, so people will watch me. You know what I mean? Like, all right, fair enough. But
I'm all about the show, man. I love it. It's a show to me, And I think there should be more I think it should be more outlandish. I think it should be more pro wrestling style. I think there should be more like no weight limit, more Goliath.
I mean, I'm down with no weight limit. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is like a. It's funny, man. I'm so like bipolar in my picking and choosing of when I like to stick to traditional martial arts and when I want to just be like, fuck all you turn around backwards to tie your belt guys. I don't mean that. I don't mean fuck you guys. A lot of you guys are actually at my school that I came from, we do that. But so I don't. You know what I'm saying.
I love the training aspect of traditional martial arts. Like very respectful. I even don't mind bowing to pictures. Like I love that part. But for the shows,
you want to be able to bow to pictures with your pit vipers on.
My pit vipers.
Those are the bright colored sunglasses the mullet guys wear.
No, see, that's for the show. So I think training martial arts in a very classical way, but then for the show, I say entertain.
I mean, so when you say show, you're talking about something like the Submit Summit series this Saturday only. Get your no. But when you say the show, you mean that, and I agree with that. Like when I was fighting those guys, that was always a thing, and I was always like, I get it, that's fine. You know what I mean? There's no other way for you to make money off of this, and unfortunately, it will take your whole life in terms of time. So you do have to make money off this. So that's cool.
I love the grimacing posters too. When you just look all ugly and you got somebody else looking all ugly and you're like, oh man, look at them. They're so ugly.
But the jiu-jitsu competitions, that's not the case. And those douchebags permeate into the,
you compete more than I do. So you get to experience it more than me.
Yeah. But you know what? It's like when I go to IBJJF, like, I just really, I guess, like I said, there's douchebags everywhere, and there's nice people.
You see it getting more douchey because
no, it's more douchey in like the ADCC tournaments.
Okay,
you know what I mean. There's a lot more of that. A lot of people like, not willing, like shaking your hand, like yeah, man. You know what I mean. Like there's a lot less respect. A lot, a lot more of the douchebaggery.
Fear no one, respect everyone. Gordon Ryan style.
Is that what does Gordon Ryan say that?
He has it tattooed on his arms.
Oh man, he should read that more.
Respect everyone, fear no one. Oh, respect. Shout out.
That's funny. That was on my my karate school's wall when I was.
Was it
8
really?
Years old.
Oh, respect. Shout out to Gordon.
Yeah. Anyways, I know I'm the minority of that because everyone likes to watch the douchebags, but
Okay. I mean that's okay. That's what's fun about you, that you like the traditional, respectful martial arts. And I also like that too.
Yeah.
Just keep that to the gym.
Hi. All right, guys. If you made it this far, we appreciate you.
Love you.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
We're super excited to be back. Send us questions. Have fun with us. Man, we're just here for you guys.
Oh, wait, hold on. Don't go yet. Because I know this is when people start shutting off. Let me interrupt you because people are going to leave. Don't leave. You guys still there? Okay. The prompt. This is a prompt. I need everyone to send in. Okay. So that we can talk about these and we'll react to them and give our opinions on them. What is your biggest jiu-jitsu ick?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one. Yeah, what do you hate about it?
Everybody was aware that there's someone that has a smelly gi in your gym. Don't send that. We've all talked about that.
Ew.
Okay. What's the thing that people do in training that maybe does not so talked about? You're like, oh my God, I hate that.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
You know?
Yeah.
I've got one or two.
I bet you got a 10.
I'm such an angry person.
So many icks.
Okay, cool. Send in your jiu-jitsu icks. All right. See you guys. We're out.
Peace.